In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your serpentine belt on your Toyota Corolla. It's located behind the front passenger wheel. So we're going to turn our passenger wheel out this way, and we're going to go right behind, below that strut. And we're going to pull out these push pins, pull out the center part on both, remove those. If you have another push pin here, remove that. Ours is missing. And now we're going to go underneath. We're going to take out these 3 push pins. To do that, you're going to take the center out and then use a trim tool and pull it out the rest of the way. I'm going to start with my pocket screwdriver, pop that, and remove the push pin. Do the same for the rest. Remove any of the push pins that are around this area. Ours are missing here, or if there were any to begin with. And then after you're done doing that, you can remove this by sneaking it out. So you're gonna reach in, and you're gonna take this out like this. And then your last fastener should be up here, and it's a screw. You're gonna need either a Phillips head screwdriver or a drill with a Phillips head bit to remove it. Remove that the rest of the way. This job is a lot easier if you have a proper serpentine belt tool to get in there. Otherwise, you're gonna be struggling with wrenches, and it's not the easiest doing it that way. So I'm gonna use my belt tool, looks like this, and I'm gonna go in. We're gonna put this on the tensioner, right on this spot right here. And once you get it on there, you're going to yank it back and remove it off a pulley as you're holding it there. An alternative is you could put a pin right here that goes all the way through, and that'll hold it in place for you. So now we're going to take the belt off that bottom pulley, and we can release our belt tool by just letting it go back. If you did decide to put a pin in, it would be staying still. And then you can just take this belt right off the alternator on the top and pull it through the wheel well. I'm gonna go back underneath. Now I'm gonna feed the belt up through from the bottom through the wheel well. And we're gonna get it on that alternator. We're gonna swing it down on that compressor. And once you're there, you're gonna start moving it over onto that crank pulley and underneath the tensioner. You're gonna get it past this crank bolt. Once you have things somewhat situated, you're gonna use your belt tool, pick up your tensioner. You can eliminate it from the tensioner for the time being until you get it on that crank pulley. Once you get it on there, I'm gonna slip it onto that tensioner. It's a little bit of a tug of war, trying to go back and forth until you can get it to slip on. Once you get close, you can crank that belt tool a little bit more if you need to, if you need a little extra. Check one more time before you release the tensioner and make sure it's not on the opposite side of the pulley and the grooves line up. I'm going to release my tool and remove it. Now we can put our cover back on inside the wheel well. I'm going to insert this engine splash shield up in to the space, and this is where the screw is. We're going to make sure all of this is underneath where it belongs before we attach anything. Once you feel like you're in a good spot and everything lines up, you can get that screw started first. Insert it in and tighten it down. It goes right into that white plastic fastener. Don't over tighten it, just secure it. Now we're gonna put our push pins in. You're gonna push up on these splash shields, make sure they're all fastened together. You're gonna make sure it's all the way up in order for these fasteners to work. Push that up and push the center in and lock it in. Do the same for the rest. I'm gonna push up, put it all the way through, make sure it's in the metal, and then close it down. You gotta find the hole in the metal. You might have to adjust your plastic on the top so everything lines up. And I'm just gonna kind of sew it in there and push it through that hole. Lock it in. And now we're gonna go up top and get those two on the top. And if you had an extra one, do that one as well. Now let's put our push pins in these 3 holes. I am gonna put a push pin here even though ours was missing. And that's the first one I'm gonna put in. That'll help line us up for the rest. I'm gonna put it in that hole right there. Lock it in. I'm gonna go for this one. Just line it up. Don't push that middle part in until you get it in. Passing it in. And you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.